glad you could join me. A little bit about myself. My name is Taylor H. Craig. I am the Learning Platform Specialist here at Kineo. I do all things Totara training and work with our new clients onboarding. I like to work with our prospective clients, and then I really enjoy doing these office hours for our existing clients. So a little bit about office hours. They're available to Kineo clients only, and how it works. We have 15 minutes of a feature presentation, anywhere from 15 to 17, 18 minutes is what we've been averaging. And then the rest, we have open floor questions and discussion. So any questions that you may have, feel free to bring those to me. And if I can't answer it here, I know lots of people who do know the answer. And I don't mind tracking those folks down, and I can follow up with you from there. So let's go ahead and get going. We will talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit more about the different things that you can do inside of a Totara course. And I'm really looking forward to our September series because we're going to really go into that into a lot more detail. We'll be talking about how to kind of do a guided learner journey using just core features of Totara. But today what we're going to look at, we're just going to kind of peek at forums, we're going to take a look at chat, and we're also going to take a look at assignments. I think that a lot of times people see those and they think, oh, that's for the academic world, that's not for corporate. Why would we ever need that? And don't necessarily think about the use cases and things that you could actually utilize them for in a corporate environment setting. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty guys, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take a look at a course. This particular course is a course that I'm actually going to be rolling out to clients. If you are interested in having access to the site where I'm going to have this particular course available to you, just let me know. Shoot me an email at taylor.craig@kineo.com, and I will be glad to set you up with an account and get you access to this course. Now, what this course is it's really just a really good resource of all the different types of things that are available, along with an example. So I'm going to put this on what will eventually be our client training site. We're in the process of working on that and kind of slowly but surely rolling out a couple of really great resources for you guys. So if you want access to that, just shoot me an email, let me know. I'll be glad to get you set up with an account. So first things first, let's talk about the assignment module. I actually had a client the other day who I was talking to. We were kind of going through and fleshing out some ideas for their particular training. And she mentioned that she needed a way for people to submit HR files or just any kind of like PDF, something that they had to sign and return, things like that. And she was saying that right now they're using email, and so it's all just kind of coming in all jumbledy-bumbledy into an inbox, and it's not all nice in one spot. So we talked about potentially using the assignment module for that use case. Instead of waiting for all these emails to come through, combining all of that, making sure you create a folder on your desktop and all of that stuff. In this particular situation, we are using the assignment module for a repository, basically, to grab those files from individuals. So in this case, as a learner looking at it, I can come in and I can add a submission. I can give you an explanation. So in this online text box, I can say, here are my forms. Or I can give a more detailed explanation. So it's totally up to you on what you would like for them to put in there. But you can place in here, you can give them instructions as far as what you would like them to do. And then they can get back to you here. And then also they can grab that file off of their desktop, pretty simple, and just drag and drop that file in and then save. You can also, one thing to keep in mind, the assignment module allows you to do quite a few things. In this particular case, we have it set up where the learner can actually edit the submission, so they can go back in and they can say, oh, I accidentally loaded the wrong picture or the wrong file. I needed to actually do something else. So they could come in here and they could change it. And you can also set it where they can submit multiple files. So they don't just have to submit one, and you don't have to have multiple different assignments for them to submit those files. So they can put in many, many files in here. And we can also set up a confirmation. So if you're needing something that says that they have submitted it and they have confirmed that they have submitted it, you can actually put that confirmation on this assignment as well. So you have the ability to kind of mix and match the things that you want to utilize. So you can have the text and the file. They don't have to both be there. You can just have the file submission. It's completely up to you. So here I'm going to submit the assignment, and this particular one is actually set up to request that they acknowledge this. And you could probably change this acknowledgement as far as what it says, but in this case it's just saying that it's my own work. And then say continue. And once they have submitted it at that point, they can't come back and edit. So up to you on how you utilize that, but it's very underutilized in the corporate world because it's automatically, because of the name assignment, it's assumed, oh, well, that's K-12 higher ed stuff. We don't need it. But you can utilize it in a corporate environment. So let's take a look at what that looks like to the administrator or to the course trainer. You can then come in to that assignment and you can see how many participants were in the course. So in this particular course, we have 6 people in the course, and we have 2 people who have submitted. Now, you do have a needs grading area, but you can also make an assignment that is not worth a grade. It's just simply somewhere where they go and they submit something, right? So it's completely up to you. But you can go in, you can grade all submissions. And one of the cool things about this is you can actually reorder this list to show the most recent submissions. So in this particular case, we have Aaron Hart. He submitted something back in June, and today George Black actually submitted something. And we see here, we see the file that he actually submitted. We see his comments that he has provided to us. And then also we have another area where we can kind of almost have like a real-time conversation with him a little bit. So we can say, thanks, George, and save that comment, and he would actually see that. So we can provide feedback as well. Also, when we go in to actually grade his assignment, if you were wanting to grade that, we can actually go in and provide even more feedback in other areas. Let me find that area. It's around here somewhere. There it is. Great. Okay, so in this particular area, I can actually download the file. I can open up again for comments. He can actually open this up and comment back and forth to me. I can provide a grade here, and I can also provide some feedback comments and some inline text. So in some situations, if you're working on leadership development or anything like that, and say they have to type up a fake email, you could come in here and you could actually mark up on that and give them back some feedback. You can also allow another attempt. So in some cases, people need to continue submitting a form in the same place. So once you've gone in and you've checked everything and you've quality assured everything, you can go in and you can switch it over to allow another attempt and push it right back to that learner. So really cool stuff that you can do with the assignment. I feel like it's very underutilized and people don't realize how cool it is and all the different things you can do with it. So let's take a look at some other course basics that maybe you're not familiar with. So forums. Forums are really, really cool, and I think people understand and realize that there are forums inside of Totara. What they don't understand is that you have different types of forums that will allow you to do different things inside of your course. So in this particular case, we have what is called a single simple discussion. And a single simple discussion forum allows you to keep things very streamlined and very much at the administrator or teacher level or trainer level where you're pushing that conversation in one direction. So in this particular case, again, I'm looking at this as an admin, so I'm seeing edit and reply on everything. But if I was in as a learner, I would just see the reply button. So in this case, we see that I have come in. I have posted a discussion topic that I want my people to discuss and talk about, and so they're only able to reply back. I mean, they can reply back to themselves and they can reply back to one another, but they can't really start a new discussion topic. So that's just one of the different types of forums, and that particular one, I typically list that one at first because it's one of my favorite forums, mainly because it keeps things streamlined, and a lot of times people's complaint is, forums are so hard to keep up with. Well, forums are as hard as you make them, and you have multiple different types. So pick the forum that fits the outcome you're hoping to achieve. Here we have a standard forum for general use. We see this used a lot as the main header of most courses, or in the main topic of most courses, as a way for peers to help one another. So they can go in and they can ask questions, they can start new discussion topics, they can start as many new discussion topics as they would like, and then your instructions that you provide to them stay here at the top at all times. But they can start as many new discussions as they'd like. We see it used a lot in different situations where people are wanting them to work together as a peer group and answer one another's questions. So really good resource there to utilize, and something that's available to you. You can have as many forums in a course as you'd like to have as well. So if you're wanting to bring a more social aspect into your courses, forums are a very good way to do that. Next, we have our each person post one discussion forum. This particular one looks very similar to the last forum that we took a look at. However, in this particular case, it allows me to just start one discussion. So it keeps it a little more streamlined, keeps it a little more, keeps it from getting a little less cluttered, I guess, keeps it less cluttered, and people can just start a new discussion topic on perhaps the proposed topic provided by the administrator. So a really nice, nice option as well. And then I saved one of the best for last. That would be our Q&A forum. The Q&A forum is a really neat forum. I like to call it the think for yourself type of forum. So what this does is your administrator or whomever is teaching the course can go in and they can post a question. Learners can't post questions to this forum. What they can do, however, is they can come in and they can answer it. But when I come in and I answer it as a learner, and let's kind of take a look at this as a learner. So let's go, this one's really cool. Let me get into that course real fast as a learner. We'll jump over here to forums, jump in this Q&A real quick. So looking at this forum here as a learner, I can come in and I can post a reply. And post to the forum. So we're in here as Birdie, and she just made her posting. She's got 30 minutes to edit if she wants to make changes. Now, the neat part about this, if we come in as George and go into that same course, he's going to go into that same forum, and he is he's a learner in the course, just like Birdie is. He's going to go in here, and he sees that there's been a reply. So this is what's neat. Subject hidden, author hidden. This post can't be viewed by you because you haven't participated yet. So he won't be able to see Birdie's response until he actually goes in there and he participates. So he actually has to think for himself concerning the answer of the question. And he can't just copy off of her. So really nice forum. It really makes people, one thing that we have found about these types of forums, keeps people coming back because they're curious to see if they are on par with their peers. So people might come back actually to these types of forums and read them. Forums also have subscription-based model to them, so you can actually subscribe individuals to the forums. You can force subscription. You can manage that subscription as an administrator in that course, where you can go in and you can actually say, well, the JP's not subscribed, but I'm going to subscribe them. And so you can subscribe those people to those. So you have options like that as well. There's a lot that you can do with these forums that I don't think people realize. This particular one is a blog-like format. So it's very similar to a forum, but in a blog-like format. So what it will do is if you have more than a certain number of words, is it will condense and it will allow you to read more. In this particular case, we just haven't gotten to that word cap yet, where it condenses it down, but learners can reply to it, and the individual who posts to it can continue to post. So it just kind of looks more bloggy. But there is a built-in blog feature to Totara as well that you can utilize. So you've got those options as well. And then the last thing I want to take a look at real quick, we're going to take a look at chat. Chat is something that I don't think a lot of people realize is available and on their Totara site, but it's built in, it's core, it's part of it. And one of the cool things about the chat feature is that it is actually, in fact, it is real time. So I'm going to go in as George Black here, and then on another browser, on another screen, I'm going to jump in as myself into this same chat. So let me get this pulled up real quick. And you should see me pop in here in just a minute on your screen. And there I am. So I'm able to pop in and enter the chat room. We're looking at it from George's perspective. And right here, we're looking at it from my perspective. So I can post. And so can he. Okay, so this allows you to have an actual real-time type feedback and conversation. It's maybe taking a minute to go through on mine. I think my connection is lagging, but you can actually have a real-time conversation. And actually, it's right there. It's just the colors are off. There it is. Okay, so we see it, but the text is white, so that's not good. So I think that might be a theme issue that we're seeing here. But that would be something we could fix with your theme if you're wanting to use chat and experiencing that issue. So it does allow for real time. You can alert one another. We've seen this used in situations where you may want to allow for office hours type situations where you want someone available to answer questions. You do unfortunately have to have it open and be in the room, but you can do that and allow for real-time conversation. You can also save the conversation, and people can refer back to that conversation at any time as well. So really cool features that are available in there. So I do have, like I said, I am allowing limited access to this particular course, this Totara Course Basics course. And in it, what I've done is I've gone through and I've created out a quick little course over assignments, forums, all different types of resources and tools and activities that are available to you in Totara. And you can go in and just kind of take a look at them, look at the examples, and see if it's something that may apply to you, and learn a little bit more about them. And it's kind of basically just documentation in an easy-to-search format is really all it is. But something that I wanted to make available to my office hour people, and hope that you guys will be interested in this. So just let me know, and I will get you set up with an account and get you the URL sent and all of that good stuff. So let's turn it over and let's open the floor to questions if there are any today.